Good morning everyone, I hope you enjoyed that little montage this morning. I've been doing just a little bit of like flower and kind of kitchen garden maintenance. I feel like when it comes to like my herb, I don't even know what to call that, herb windowsill, that's like the epitome of my kitchen garden, and then my veg truck behind me always feels very separate. So I've just been doing a little bit of maintenance this morning because the flowers before were just looking a little bit dead and they were ready to go. So I wanted to spruce things up in the kitchen. It's actually been raining all morning this morning, so I'm starting this vlog a little bit later than I normally do. It's currently about 10 o'clock, so I'm not gonna lie, this is my second coffee of the day, but it's very much needed today. I wanted to give the kitchen a little bit of a spruce up with some fresh flowers as well, because with the last few days being a little bit more rainy and miserable, obviously we're spending a bit more time inside, and I know I mentioned in my last vlog, my Amazon vlog, that whenever the weather is like this, I really want to make the most of like those jobs that I often neglect during the summertime, because I just want to spend all of my time outside, and I feel like sometimes the interiors can get neglected a little bit. So let me show you the flowers that we have put up, because I am loving them. I was actually at Tesco's the other day because Alex texted me and asked me to pick up sesame seed oil, which was very specific. So I was in Tesco's and I spotted some lovely peonies. They were like £6. I was like, I'm just gonna get myself a lovely little bouquet of peonies, and I've just put them here. They're a little bit long for this vase at the moment, but one thing I find with peonies, the best way to make them last as long as possible is to cut them down like pretty much every single day. So they're gonna start this high, and then by the end of the week, they will literally be like pretty much on the vase. So really, really loving how this is looking, and then just given my herb windowsill a little bit of a spruce. Look at how much the mint has grown already. I did say that this would make such a difference. I literally have potted that up about 3 or 4 days ago now, and already it has just come to life. I do feel like when it comes to like veg and herbs and anything like that, as soon as you kind of like give it more room to grow, it just loves it. So that's why my basil is so big, and now my mint is getting so big. But these ones I just want to keep quite small. So we've got parsley, rosemary and chives. So loving how that is looking. I always like to just give it a little bit of maintenance, especially with like the basil. I do find we don't use that one as often, which is part of the reason again why it's gotten so big. So I just like to give it a little bit of a trim sometimes, and just kind of like say goodbye to any branches that maybe aren't looking so good, so that it can focus its energy on the branches that are. And I just love this area now. Like, this just makes me so happy to see the like lovely leafy greens. And then I also have done another little posy vase of sweet peas, although you might have been able to see that they were actually wet because, as I said, it has been raining this morning. But I am loving bringing in as many sweet peas as possible at the moment, because they just come back so quickly. And I'm loving all of the colours that we have. Like, I actually feel like becoming a gardener has got me into colour. Like, when I first started gardening, I didn't want any like mixture of colours. I literally just wanted pink, purple and white, but now I'm loving the reds. I'm thinking about even getting some like blue hydrangeas. I just feel like it just, oh, it looks so gorgeous. Plan of action for today, I've actually just got a really chill day ahead, which is so lovely, because when the weather is like this, I just do not want to leave the house. I'm really hoping, looking at the weather forecast, that the weather is going to pick up by this weekend, which will be really lovely, because we're actually heading away this weekend. So I'm going to do a little bit of like holiday, it's not really a holiday, but like a trip, let's call it. So I might do a little bit of like pre-trip prep, just with regards to like making sure that I've got everything that I need in terms of like travel essentials, suitcase and things like that. So it's gonna be a nice day, just a nice chilled one at home. I feel like whenever we're in this position, you know that we have quite an exciting unboxing coming, and I just don't know what it is about this position. I just love sitting here to unbox some pieces, chat about home bits and show you some new in items. And seeing as though we've been chatting all about like interiors in terms of inside and like home pieces, I have a rather exciting interiors unboxing for you. I have been doing a little bit of shopping on Zara Home. They had a sale on recently. I don't know if these pieces will still be in the sale, but I will leave them linked down below for you guys. And I just fell in love with so many of their summer homeware bits. They have some really great outdoor bits as well. If you know, that's actually where I got my cushions from, my Zara Home outdoor cushions. I absolutely adore them, and I feel like Zara Home have some absolute gems, like some really cute individual kind of like English country cottage pieces. So I've just actually unboxed some pieces for my home account. If you don't know, I've actually restarted my home account over on Instagram, just so that I can kind of basically keep PetiteElliee a bit more like fashion focused, like tip focused, lifestyle in terms of like what I'm wearing, where I'm going, like what I'm styling. And then I want to keep Petite Home much more like home and interior focus. I can show you some new and bits, I can show you how I'm styling, and I feel like I can also show you our gorgeous like countryside house in a little bit more detail. So make sure to go and follow my home account as well. But the main thing that I unboxed over there is this gorgeous vase. Now I could not resist when I saw this. Now that I'm looking at it, I feel like it's actually meant to be a jug, because it does have a bit of a spout, but I'm pretty sure online they called it a vase. But I just fell in love with the pattern of it. I feel like I can probably use it for both, which is what I really like about it. But the floral design, the floral pattern is what just drew me to this. I thought it was so gorgeous. I love these kind of like, I'm not entirely sure what flowers they're actually supposed to be, but I really love the fact that they look like they are like hand painted. It looks like the kind of thing that you literally pick up in like a market, which I really like. And as you know, I'm just loving my flower arranging at the moment. I kind of wish I'd saved doing my peonies for this, because they're slightly too short now for this jug, as I was styling them up for the home account. But still think it looks really cute. I still absolutely love it. So I thought that was such a great addition to add in. I then picked up a really gorgeous new outdoor table, what's the word? It's not a table linen. I don't know what I would call this, because it is meant for outdoors. Now the last time I picked up an outdoor like table linen piece was from Amazon Home actually. And what I really like about it is when they do particular like outdoor ones, they're a little bit more waxy. I don't like using linens outside, because I just feel like they get a little bit too mucky. And this one is again particularly designed for outdoors, and it's got this really cute little like ditzy floral print to this. Like this to me looks like my grandmother's table linen, but like in the best way possible. It's a really gorgeous kind of like off-white, like beigey colour, which I thought was really nice. And obviously it's gonna be so difficult for you to feel, but it's got kind of like a waxy coating to it, so it's like a square table linen. And I thought this would be so perfect for styling outside. It's kind of sad that I'm not able to style it up now, because this is going to look so gorgeous when the sun is shining and we just want to sit underneath the wisteria and have lovely lunches and dinners outside. So I thought that was another great buy, and again in the sale. And then lastly, from Zara Home, I picked up 2 of the same mugs, because I'm quite particular with my mugs. I don't know if anyone else is like this, but I do actually love having an eclectic mix of mugs. I like having different sizes, different kind of like feels with regards to like the handle, different like fatnesses and like heights. I just feel like I get in different moods for different mugs. Like in the morning I quite like a smaller cup of tea, like after dinner I quite like a big cup of tea, and I just thought this was a perfect like after dinner cup of tea. And I really loved the design on this. It's got like little fruits, which I just think is so cute, like foliage and little flowers. I love the blueberries on it. I think that's my absolute favorite, and I love the green trim to it. I thought it was so gorgeous. I just love the size of these, so I thought I would pick up 2 of these, because I think it's really cute to have maybe like 2 of each with regards to mugs that you have in your collection, because then it it looks a bit more like deliberate in terms of like having an eclectic mix rather than just like one of everything. Sometimes it's nice to have like 2 matching and then like a few different ones in there. So I thought those are really cute as well. I then have some more homeware bits to unbox with you. Now this is from a brand called Natural Isle. It is a gorgeous independent brand. All of the pieces are handmade and absolutely stunning. She actually started following me on Instagram, the owner of the brand, and she very, very kindly offered to send me some bits, and I just fell in love with everything that she creates. She's so many gorgeous like ceramics and mugs and vases and things like that, and particularly the trays is what I fell in love with. We've got a little note saying thank you so much, and I love the packaging and like the branding. It's very just like very natural, kind of feels very like coastal, which I think is the vibe she is going for. So let's unbox these pieces together. So first up is one of her stunning trays, and I feel like this is going to be so difficult for you to see because obviously it's all white, but it's this really, really gorgeous, it's actually not ceramic, I'm not entirely sure what material this is, but it feels like less breakable, which I actually really, really like. I think this might look cute here actually, as like a little bit of a stylized with the coasters. Oh, that is actually really cute. I really, really like that, but I wasn't sure where exactly I'm going to put it just yet, but I just, for putting like candles on or like reed diffusers, things like that, I just think it's so, so lovely when you have like a tray for something. I also feel like when it comes to styling, you need to like group it. So trays and things like that are always so, so lovely. So I just fell in love. It almost looks like a cloud. I think it's so, so cute. You know what actually would be quite cute as well? So if you're like serving your mugs on this, I absolutely love that. So what's really nice is that because it doesn't feel as like breakable, this is going to be great if you've got like kids or anything like that. So I will leave that linked down below. And then the other thing that I picked up that I am just totally obsessed with is this gorgeous chopping board. Now one thing I really wanted to add into our kitchen is a few more like chopping boards for different reasons. I feel like now that we're in our hosting era, I'm really starting to learn what I've been like missing in the kitchen, and one particular thing is like a chopping board for like lemons, limes, strawberries, whenever you're doing drinks, basically a drinks chopping board. And I thought this was so, so perfect, and I'm definitely going to use this just to kind of like decorate the countertops, because I think it's so lovely when you've got chopping boards just like leaning up, and I love the fact that it's got like the little handle as well, so you can move it about. I mean, you could use this for anything that you wanted to. It doesn't have to be a fruit chopping board like I'm going to use it for. This could be like a cheese board, this could be just, you know, for anything else that you love, but I just love the kind of like light oaky wood effect. I think it's so, so gorgeous. I don't think it actually tells me what wood it is, but oh my goodness me, I'm absolutely in love with it. And I always feel like it's those little things that just really like elevate your kitchen, elevate your interiors. So absolutely obsessed. I will link to Natural Isle down below because she has so many gorgeous pieces on her website. Okay, I have a question. What do we think about this styling? I know that obviously it's supposed to be used as a chopping board, but it's just kind of styling it up and I kind of love it. I think it looks really, really cute, something a little bit different. And I quite like the way that the wood like ties in. So I'm not sure whether to use it as a chopping board or as a like tray. I think either way, it's just absolutely beautiful. I just love the natural wood effect. And then I have added the tray to here because I just think it works so, so well. I've added a little candle on top. This is a molten brown at number, and I just love the smell of it. I've then got the White Company diffuser, my little coaster, which I always think are just really, really handy to have whenever you've got guests over. I personally always love having coasters out because there's nothing worse than when you're at someone's house and you have to either guess whether they're bothered about you using a coaster or you have to ask. So I always like to have them handy and ready, and I think this just looks so, so cute as like a little setup on the coffee table. I like to keep my coffee table quite clear because I let people put their feet up, like we can work from here. I like to have it as like a usable space but still nice and like stylized in the middle. Okay, I've changed my mind. I'm going to keep the marble tray here, and I've actually just put the chopping board over in this corner as well. I've put it next to like an older chopping board, and I really, really like how different the woods are. I really like this area actually. I feel like this is quite a nice like seasonal area of the kitchen. I can kind of just like style up however I like whenever I have like cupcakes or whatever I've been baking in the cake stand, and then like, you know, I can kind of just bring that out and use that if ever I need to just chop up a lemon for drinks or strawberries or whatever it is I am doing. So really happy with how this is looking. I feel like it's become really stylized and curated. It makes me so, so happy to see. And lastly, I have just added the Zara home vase to this little kind of setup here. I always like to keep the tablescape very, very simple, and then it just means that I can if we want to just sit and have dinner here, it's really easy to do. I don't have to keep like moving things about, or whenever we have guests over, I can create something a little bit more stylized. Please excuse the fact that all of the cushions are here. I've not quite put them away properly since unboxing them in the last video, but yeah, I feel like the colors work really, really well with the sweet peas and the florals on the vase as well. So I think this is absolutely adorable. I'm definitely going to get lots of use out of this for summer. Good morning, everyone. It is the next day now, and I'm just getting myself ready. I am obsessed with this Bobbi Brown lip balm at the moment. This is the lip tint in the shade Bare Pink, and this is the actually the limited edition packaging, which is just the cutest thing ever. It's like very bridal, a little Jenny Packham collaboration that they have done. But it's the next day now, and I'm just currently getting myself ready because I have a very, very fun day plan. I'm actually heading out today to one of my favorite places in the world, Limewood. I'm having a coffee date there, which I'm really, really looking forward to. I think it's gonna be so, so lovely. I just love being able to like have a walk of the grounds and just explore. It always just feels so calm and tranquil. I really need to book myself in for a spa day. I think that would be perfect, especially if we have another heat wave coming up, like in the summer, just to do a day by the pool there. But to be fair, because I've got my membership at the club, I never really think to go there because I just always end up going to the pool at the club. But anyway, it would be so nice to get like a massage, a facial. I definitely think when it comes to my hen do, that's where I want to go. So I'm just going for the day, just for a little coffee date, and I've just got my favourite little white company dress on today. I'm going rogue with the jewellery. I was in the mood for a little bit of a switch. I feel like I've been wearing the same things quite a lot recently, and I decided to go for a gold day today. I mean, gold and silver, obviously I always do a gold and silver mix. I think it's mainly like been exacerbated ever since getting my engagement ring, because I know I'm always going to have at least one piece of, I know this is actually platinum, but I'll just call it silver, silver jewellery on my wrist. So I always want to make sure that if I am going to be wearing gold, it's like always layered with silver jewellery. But I've got the gorgeous little hoops in. These are so, so cute. Actually, I really like the size of them. I was a little bit worried before they arrived that they would be too big, but they're actually like such a nice size hoop. I really, really like the kind of like rope on it. Have I put on too much blush today? I think I might have. I feel like my cheeks are looking very red today. Yeah, love the hoops. And then I've just added my little like charm bracelets, and I even have like a little star on it, which is so, so sweet. I've just put that with my favorite snake chain, and the new ring that I picked up, this little infinity ring, is so, so cute. I absolutely love her. She's just so adorable, although I need to show you this disaster. I feel like they never actually show up as bad on camera, but I broke my nail again yesterday. I don't know what it is with my nail. I'm thinking of maybe trying, the next time I get my nails done, trying Biab, the builder, in a bottle, because so many people have recommended it, and so many people say it's really, really good if your nails are brittle, and I don't normally have brittle nails. I'm quite lucky. I have very, very strong nails, but I think it's because I get them done so often. Obviously the acetone, the filing down, it's not exactly the best thing for your nails. So first I had the middle finger go a couple of weeks ago, and now I've had my thumb, which is so, so sad. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was so low that it really, really hurts. I can't even like fully shape it because it is literally like to the skin, which is sad. But oh yeah, I didn't show you this wrist. A couple of little bangles there, my gold bangle and silver bangle. I love these styled together because I think they are just so, so cute. But yeah, I'm gonna be heading out to, about to say Chewton, no, Limewood. I feel like I'm in a really weird mood this morning. I just kind of have like word diarrhea, so hopefully a coffee, maybe some pastries, and a good old chat will fix me right up. Today's outfit of the day, I'm wearing the gorgeous little white company dress. I absolutely love this. I feel like I was wearing quite a similar style dress to this yesterday. What was I wearing yesterday? Oh, my forever new one. I didn't actually give you a full outfit of the day, but love that dress. This is quite a similar style. It's just got like a little tie waist detail, and it has, if I can get into them, pockets. Why is it that having pockets just like elevates a dress? Like, it makes it 10 out of 10. It's the epitome of he's a 10, but you know, maybe he snores when he sleeps or something. It's like the dress is a 10, but it has pockets. It's 20 out of 10. Like, no matter what, it's a 10 out of 10 if it has pockets. But it's a nice warm day today. The sun has come back out, which makes me really, really happy. So I'm just going for my little Chloe slides, my Chloe Woodies, and my Chloe Woody bag. I always get questions about the slides. I have had these in my wardrobe for about 4 years now. I bought them, I think, the first year we moved into our flat just west of London, which is absolutely mad considering how long ago we lived in that flat, and I've literally worn them every summer since. They are comfortable if you don't have like really, really wide feet. I know a lot of people that ask, are they good for wide feet? I personally say I don't have narrow feet, but they're not like wide. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're just kind of like
average size for the length of them. I'm a 3.5 to 4, and I got these in a 4, and I find them super, super comfortable. They are the kind of shoe you do need to wear in a little bit. Like, I do find the kind of roping detail can rub if you wear them like on a hike, you know what I mean? Like, they're a really cute pair of shoes to wear if you're just having like a day out. Like, I wouldn't exactly wear them if it's like an excursion kind of a day, you know what I mean? But I just love them for like pottering about, going to meet friends, and as soon as you wear them in, I find they are so much comfier. And my Chloe Woody bag is literally my favorite purchase. I'm so glad that I picked it up back in February. I know that I bought it really out of season, so it's a bit of a weird one when I was showing it to you. I even remember the lady being like, you going away anytime soon? And I was like, no, I just want some sunshine in my life, and I'm going to manifest it through my bag. But I have worn her so much this summer. I actually am wearing her more than my Loewe because, and people have asked me this a lot, if it does close, it does have a drawstring, but I find because I wear it like this a lot, because my arm is over the closure, it feels really, really secure, and I don't worry about anyone like getting into the bag or anything like that. And it fits actually so much more than you think. You know what, let's do it. An old-fashioned what's in my handbag, just so I can show you how much this actually fits. So bear in mind, I usually add my camera on top of everything in here. So first of all, we've got just like a little pouch that I usually just keep like painkillers and stuff in. We've then got my card holder, my wallet. I then have a little hair brush, which I always like to keep with me, a little Steve Madden number. It's like a mirror as well, which is really, really handy. We then have a Rituals hand sanitizer. This is the best smelling one, the Rituals of Karma. We have got a little Jo Malone perfume, teeny tiny perfume. I think this is, yeah, English Pear and Freesia, my absolute favourite. I'm almost running out of that, so I need to pick up another one. We then have a makeup brush and powder, because I always feel like I need a little bit of powder in the summer because I always get very, very shiny. A camera battery, of course, because you wouldn't be a vlogger without a spare camera battery in there. We've got a spare house key, which is essential. We then have a lip liner and another Bobbi Brown. This is the non Jenny Packham one. This is just a different limited edition version of the lip balm. This is in the same shade, Bear Pink. So yeah, that is everything that I keep in my handbag. All of this fits into this little number, so it really does fit. I should probably get going off to Limewood. I feel like I've given you so many tours of the grounds, so probably won't bring my camera out too much, but it's going to be a really lovely morning. I feel like I'm looking a little bit disheveled, but we had such a lovely morning. I feel like it's been a long time since I've sat in the kind of like orangery section of the bar. We just sat, had a coffee, had some croissants. The pastries are chef's kiss, absolutely delicious, and it's just really, really lovely to soak up the atmosphere. But speaking of pastries, I have just remembered that a couple of vlogs ago I said that you guys need to remind me, and thank you to those that did, that we need to have a chat about health updates, because I feel like I've not actually addressed this, and it's been quite a while since this has been going on, so I feel like it's quite overdue with regards to the addressment, is that the right word? But I probably should have addressed this a long time ago, and I've kind of forgotten because it's kind of become a part of everyday life now with regards to my gluten intolerance. So to give you the long and short of it, if you don't know, I was gluten-free for about 3 years. I discovered I had a gluten intolerance back in maybe like 2019, I want to say, and it basically manifested in headaches. That was how my intolerance came out, and migraines was the main thing. I suffered from migraines since I was literally about 14 years old, and we could never get to the bottom of it. I've been in and out of hospital a lot as a teenager. I would end up having like a lot of scans because they were really, really worried about me. I would get very, very ill. I'd get a lot of blood tests done. I'd get like MRIs, CAT scans, all of that jazz, and they could just never find out what it was that was causing these migraines. And in about 2018-19, I kind of put 2 and 2 together and realized that they were getting a lot worse whenever I would eat very heavily glutened meals. So like pasta, bread, anything like that. And I had a lot of gluten in my diet as well. And I do remember when I was a teenager them suggesting that I like keep a food diary, and to tell you the truth, I was like so dismissive of it, which looking back I'm like, it's dreadful how dismissive I was, because I was like, obviously it's not food. And I think it was just because I was having gluten so often that it wasn't even obvious that like it was coming from gluten. But for about 3 years I completely cut it out of my life, and I did find that if ever I accidentally ate it, I'd often have a migraine. But I did a lot of research into gluten-free alternatives, and after reading like Tim Spector and a few other kind of like nutritionalists like books and things like that, I basically discovered how bad gluten-free alternatives were for you. Like they're really, really not good. Having like gluten-free bread, gluten-free pasta, and I'm the kind of person that loves those kinds of things. Like I love pastries, I love pasta, I love like that kind of thing. So I am not the kind of person who gives up gluten and just like doesn't eat it. I would have alternatives, which is really, really not good for you. And then I actually started doing a bit of research about reintroducing gluten to your diet and having an intolerance but being able to overcome it. And a lot of them have basically said that being able to give yourself that break is great, but it's actually really, really important to basically build up your tolerance and kind of like get yourself back on the food, because that's the best thing for you. So about, I want to say a year and a half ago, maybe just over a year ago, because I do remember actually my birthday last year I gave myself a migraine because I got too excited and I had a whole croissant. But maybe about a year and a half ago, just under, I started to reintroduce gluten into my diet slowly but surely. Like it would literally just be like 2 biscuits in a day, and then I would like up that to maybe like a half a slice of toast, and then I would up that to a whole slice of toast, and it just got like really, really slowly but surely reintroduced to my diet. And as I say, I do remember this time last year for my birthday I actually ended up giving myself a migraine, and I had to cancel my meal because I gave myself a migraine because I got so excited I had a whole croissant, and I was not ready for that. So I kind of like, I remember I'd taken like 3 steps forward and that felt like I took 2 steps back. So again, had to kind of like build up my confidence, because it is really scary knowing that you might give yourself a migraine. And sometimes I would find that it was very much intolerance in the sense of sometimes I've had a little bit and I would just have like just the remnants of a migraine. If you've never had a migraine, it's really, really difficult to describe because it's not like a headache. Like it's very, very different from a headache. Like it's just a lot more all-encompassing. One thing that I get a lot is hemiplegic migraines, which is basically where you lose, it's not my left arm, it's my right arm, I lose like all sensation in it. I remember the first time it happened, Alex actually thought I was having a stroke because I couldn't even move that arm. But it is a hemiplegic migraine. It is something that like I'm quite used to now, and having had a few times, I can like recognize the symptoms of it. I can like feel it. And like my whole right arm will go like dead, basically. It will go numb. Sometimes I get pins and needles in it, but I physically can't move it. And you know, it just results in a lot of like dizziness, fainting. It's like migraines are really, really horrible. So it was quite a scary process to know I could be giving myself one. If I go too far, I'm gonna get one. But it basically started getting to the point where I kind of didn't really have to think about it anymore. It started off with basically me saying, okay, I'm gonna get Caesar salad and I'm just gonna like pick around the croutons, and then I'll eat a few croutons, and then now I don't even need to think about it. Like I have basically reintroduced gluten into my diet to a point of I can eat as much as I want. And when I say as much as I want, I actually don't eat as much as I used to before I gave up gluten entirely. Like I wouldn't have 3 meals a day with gluten in it. Like I do make sure that I could try and vary my diet. I don't have bread for lunch because I do find it does still have a few side effects on me. Like it does make me a bit stodgy, it does make me quite bloated. I think because obviously I've had 3 years where like my intestines and like my gut have not been used to digesting it, so I think they do sometimes struggle to digest it a little bit, and I can get into a little bit of pain. So I always make sure for lunch I like to have like light salads and things like that. For breakfast I don't really have it anymore unless I'm having like pastries or a croissant. So usually I'll kind of just have it like maybe once a day for dinner. So whether that's like pasta or like a burger bun or something like that, like pizza. But I've literally gotten to a point where I can eat a whole bowl of pasta now. I can eat a whole pizza now, and I cannot even tell you how freeing it feels, how exhilarating it feels to not be so limited in terms of what I can eat. I remember one time actually, it was when I kind of was like first introducing it back into my diet. We went round to a friend's house and he literally, the second he saw me turn around, I went, Ellie, I'm so sorry, I completely forgot I've done pasta for dinner. And I was like, you know what? I can have a little bit of it, like I'll be fine. And I was fine. And it was just so, so nice to be able to eat the gluten and like not have to inconvenience anyone else as well. So if you're wondering why you're seeing like pastries or pizzas or pastas on my stories, on the vlogs and things like that, it's because I am now pretty much completely glutened. Like, I can eat gluten now whenever I want, and I don't need to really think about it. Like, I do find I probably, if I had like croissants for breakfast, toast for lunch, and pasta for dinner, would probably end up having a migraine. But I feel like for the most part, I've been able to overcome the intolerance and like introduce it back into my diet. And yeah, it's been about a year now that I've been able to just like completely not think about it and completely eat gluten, and it's been so lovely. I met up with a friend recently actually, and when we went out for lunch, she was like, any dietary requirements? And I was just like, no. And she looked at me and went, gluten? And I was like, no, not anymore. Like, it's so freeing. It feels really exhilarating. And yeah, I realized I hadn't actually updated you guys on that, and that's quite a big life update. It's quite a big health update that I feel like I have gone through over the last year or so, but I've obviously not been documenting it because it really has been like a trial and error thing, and I don't want to diagnose anyone else. I don't want to be the one to be like, just go and eat gluten, you'll be fine. But I would definitely recommend, if you are finding yourself struggling with your intolerance, if there is something that you've maybe like struggled to eat, have a read up about it, look into what the experts suggest, and maybe try to start introducing it into your diet. Obviously, if you're celiac, that is a completely different ball game. Do not listen to anything that I have just said, because celiac disease is very different. But if it's more of like an intolerance and you just find yourself getting a bit bloated, you just struggle to eat it a little bit, it's actually really important to try and reintroduce it into your diet. So I've been so happy that I have been able to do that, and I feel like it's just, without sounding dramatic, changed my life being able to eat gluten again. And then like this morning, I could enjoy pain au chocolat. I could enjoy pastry whilst we were at Limewood, and it was lovely. So yeah, just wanted to give you that update because I remembered that I hadn't updated you on that. So thank you guys for reminding me about that. My goodness me, I feel like I am looking rather bedraggled now. I have basically spent the rest of the afternoon just on my laptop cracking on with work bits. I find whenever I put my hair up like this, like I always end up, as much as I love my fringe, it always just ends up like falling down and basically completely taking away from the fact that I've been trying to get my hair out of my face. Oh, just at the shower behind me. I've got my glasses on now because, oh my eyes were getting really sore looking at the screen with my contacts in, and I just wanted to be comfy. So I've just come upstairs because I want to get my makeup off and get comfy, ready for the evening. I think we're just gonna have a nice chilled evening. We do have pasta for dinner tonight, which I'm really excited about. So pain au chocolat this morning, salad for lunch, pasta for dinner. That is gluten enough for me. Like, I can manage that, which is really nice. So I'm just kind of using the Elemis Pro Collagen Cleansing Balm. I kind of like rediscovered my love for this after ordering this on Amazon, and it is just such an amazing cleanser. I love it when you've had a day where you just like really feel like you just want to get your makeup off, like strip it off. I've been loving two cleansers throughout the summer months. I'm loving this one, the Elemis one. I'm also still loving the Alpha H. This is really nice for a bit more of like a gentle cleanser. It's a great morning one as well. It does have aloe vera in as well, which is great. It's just kind of like softly removing your makeup. And I think I'm going to do a hair mask tonight because it is hair wash evening, and I feel like my hair's looking a little bit fluffy. As soon as my hair starts to look fluffy, I always know that it is mask time, because basically means it's not getting enough like conditioning or moisturizer. So I'm going to use my favorite Vitamino color from L'Oreal Professionals. The smell of this, oh, I just absolutely love it. My hairdresser actually uses L'Oreal Professional, so whenever I smell this, it smells like I have been to the hairdressers, which I feel like I need to maybe book an appointment. My hair's been getting very long recently, but I'm quite enjoying the length, and I do have a couple of trips booked, and I feel like especially when I'm away and like on holiday and stuff, it's always easy to have longer hair so I can just chuck it off my face whenever I need to. But yeah, I'm gonna get my makeup off, get myself into comfies, and I think I'm going to leave this vlog here. So I hope you enjoyed seeing the home updates, all of the new little Zara home pieces. Everything of course will be linked down below, and if you got to the end of this video, leave me the word croissant down below in your comment, because I'm not gonna lie, that was the biggest thing I missed when I had to give up gluten. People would always ask me what's the hardest thing about being gluten intolerant, and I felt like pastas, gluten-free alternative was fine. Pizzas, gluten-free alternative wasn't great, but it was like manageable. Bread, it's all right, it's nothing like bad. Croissants, I could never find anything even remotely similar to a croissant. It would always be this like really stodgy, like Oh, they were just awful. They were absolutely awful. So that was the main thing I missed, and one of the main things that I really wanted to like wean myself back onto so that I could eat again when it came to gluten. So if you got to the end of the video, leave me the word croissant or the little croissant emoji down below in your comments. I always love knowing who gets to the end. And honestly, I feel like I've just been like non-stop talking today. Obviously, I chatted this morning at Limewood. I've been chatting on like meetings and calls all afternoon, and I feel like my voice is just like, I've nothing left to give. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.